Hey everybody, Alex Kazora, SteelersDepot.com, back with some Pittsburgh Steelers recap and reaction to the Pittsburgh Steelers 27-22 win over the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday. Pittsburgh 7-6 on the season, clear first place control of the AFC North. Let's talk about it. Before we start, if you guys could like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the site, SteelersDepot.com. Would really appreciate that. So another classic edition of Steelers-Ravens. It's tough, it's physical, it's messy. It comes down to the final plays of the game, and Pittsburgh made the plays in the fourth quarter, had to really close this one out. And while the Ravens had a comeback, Pittsburgh did play a stronger second half than they have been when they've had leads at a halftime up 17-9. Pittsburgh only, quote-unquote, only outscored 13-10 in the final 30 minutes. Now, there was a lot of controversy. The Isaiah Likely touchdown that was taken off the board, the most notable. But Pittsburgh, in some ways, did the big flashy things, and in some ways did the dirty work that's required to win these kinds of games. Offensively, Pittsburgh got the vertical pass game going, which had been completely invisible and absent for more than a month. On the literal first play of the game, 52 yards right sideline, Rodgers uncorking one to DK Metcalf, late separation on Marlon Humphrey. Metcalf, a big day, 7 catches for $148, no touchdowns, but repeated downfield plays, both in structure and design, and ad-libbed as well. Aaron Rodgers looking his most, I would say, calm in the pocket, not as frenetic, extending the play, not dropping eyes, not sort of ducking, and feeling like he feared the rush, as he's shown at least visibly in past weeks. Another week healthier from the wrist injury, had the soft cushion instead of the hard cast on that injured left hand, so just kind of felt like he was in total control, command. Baltimore bringing the house on one play, a coverage bust, hit Ward in the flat, easy pitch and catch, throw that one a couple yards for a big 38-yard touchdown. Calvin Austin, a 31-yard reception on a vertical route downfield, and so Pittsburgh got those big explosive plays that don't make you go 12 plays for 70 yards and convert 4 third downs and put the ball in the end zone. That has normally been the offense throughout the season. When you're facing a Baltimore defense that's a lot stronger than it was to begin the season, you can't go on these long drives throughout the entire game and expect to win. You have to get chunk plays. You have to flip the field. You got to get explosives when you can, and Pittsburgh did. So that was the big flashy stuff that Pittsburgh added back to their offense, or really maybe added for the first time this year. That certainly was a difference maker in this contest. As for the dirty work, it just was a lot of hand-in-the-pile stuff. And in a lot of respects, Pittsburgh did not always do some of those things you would typically expect in a game like this. They only ran the ball for 34 yards, fewest rushing yards in a game ever by Pittsburgh, in which they beat Baltimore. They allowed 217. They've allowed 210-plus in back-to-back games for the first time since 1992. On paper, things that obviously tipped the scales in the Ravens' favor, but Pittsburgh overcame injuries, a ton of concussions. Andres Pete, Queen, not a concussion, but he left for a brief amount of time. Darnell Washington in this one. Malik Harrison, you had Cole Holcomb, you had Dylan Cook make his NFL debut. His literal first snap was 3rd and 5 on the road. Baltimore must-win game. Welcome to the NFL, Dylan Cook. Now, he's not a rookie. He's been on Pittsburgh's practice squad for the last, 2-3 seasons, in Tampa Bay before. So, there's some acclamation to it, but still a huge moment there. He played well. Pittsburgh gave him some help, but Pittsburgh's pass protection did a good job against a really struggling Ravens pass rush. So just the dirty work, whether you're talking making plays on possession downs, closing out the game. The Alex Highsmith sack was obviously huge in this one. The pass rush for Pittsburgh itself was not great. I thought contain on Lamar Jackson was good overall. You had the one mishap late half. Queen on a spy, rushes, Jackson escapes, scores, but the James Pierre interception, perfect defense. You take away the immediate reads, you contain Lamar, Black and Wilson keeping him from running, and then Pierre picking that off. You won the turnover battle, you played clean, you were okay on third down. Baltimore 2 of 6 in the red zone. Pittsburgh was not covering themselves in glory. They're either 2 of 4, but 2 of 6 for Baltimore was massive. Porter straining, punching the ball out of Likely. Rodgers straining on that pass that was ruled batted to himself. Still kind of a crazy play there. DK Metcalf as a gunner, 2 minutes left, getting on the field. Jersey's all messed up, drawing 2 blockers. You had really good punting from Waitman, much better job by him. By the coverage units, Carson Bruner, 3 tackles. I'm all over the place here, but the point is a lot of guys doing a lot of dirty work things and doing whatever it takes. Backups coming in, getting snaps, making plays on special teams, protecting the football, getting your one splash play defensively, closing the game out with the sack. You do what you got to do to win these kinds of games whenever the division's on the line, no matter the opponent, but especially against Baltimore on the road when you have been struggling. And Pittsburgh did what was required to win the game. So defensively, just to kind of recap that, certainly was not the best outing in the world, but you made plays in the situational moments to take away the red zone play on third down. Baltimore, 7 of 18. They were 3 of 4 on fourth down, but you take it however you can get it in a time like this. So just happy with the effort overall. I'm sure I'm missing stuff because I have been kind of bouncing around. Pittsburgh dressed the veteran receivers and Thielen, Valdez-Scantling combined for just one catch, but Rodgers liked the veteran presence out there. I was surprised that Roman Wilson was a healthy scratch in this one. We'll see what that looks like next week. I disagreed with the decision heartedly, but it worked, I guess, from Pittsburgh's standpoint. So we'll see what the receivers look like going forward. The health of the team, Kyle Duggar, can Derek Carman come back? Those would all be big additions. Clark and Peppers splitting time to replace Duggar. Also, a lot of ex-Ravens getting wins over Baltimore today, and Clark and Queen, and even though he was injured, Malik Harrison. So that's really all I have. Pittsburgh, gritty win. Where it goes from here, we'll see. Still have a month to play, but Pittsburgh certainly in the driver's seat as of now with a Week 18 rematch against Baltimore in Pittsburgh on tap. But first, a Monday night game against Miami, and Miami certainly playing good football as of late, and they blew out the Jets on Sunday. So there's never a gimme in the NFL, but the Dolphins, it seemed to be shutting it down and firing everybody. They fired their GM, their head coach Mike McDaniel stayed, and they've been rallying around him in Pittsburgh, rallying around Mike Tomlin on Sunday. So for all you can say about Tomlin's warts, and who knows how the season will go, it could certainly end in predictable and stagnant results. This team has not quit on Mike Tomlin. There was no quit by this team on Sunday, and so Tomlin has certainly done well to keep the locker room throughout his entire 19-year tenure, and that continues going forward. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Appreciate you guys. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and check out the site, SteelersDepot.com. Thank you again, and we'll talk to you soon.